If you're planning a trip to Boston, then there are some must-see Catholic destinations that need to be included in your itinerary. The Archdiocese of Boston is the fourth largest in the country and has a Catholic story unlike any other in the United States. So now let's take a look at the city of Boston and the surrounding suburbs to find the most essential stops to make during a pilgrimage. If you think we missed anything, then please leave it in the comments. A great first stop can be the Cathedral of the Holy Cross. Dedicated in the year 1875, the cathedral is named after the relic of Holy Cross that is owned by the church. This relic, a small fragment of the cross from Jesus' crucifixion, was on display in the cathedral until 2018, when a janitor discovered that it had been stolen. The relic was eventually returned to the cathedral, and since its theft, the relic has only been on display during special dates throughout the liturgical year. The cathedral was designed in the Gothic Revival style and accommodates 2,000 worshippers on the main level. In 1979, Pope John Paul II held a prayer service for over 2,000 priests in the cathedral during his first pilgrimage to the United States. The next stop can be to the Basilica of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, the only basilica in Boston. The church was constructed in Romanesque style of Roxbury pudding stone, quarried from what is now Pudding Stone Park, just down the block. A replica icon of Our Lady of Perpetual Help was installed over the main altar of the original church in 1871. Not long after, cures were reported, attributed to the intercession of Our Lady. In November 1874, the weekly practice of bestowing a blessing on the sick was formally established. When the new church was built, the picture was relocated to the new chapel of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. As reputed cures continued, crutches, braces, and other devices were left as votives at the shrine. Now check out the Madonna Queen of the Universe Shrine. Built in 1954, this site now serves as the headquarters for the Don Orione Order in the United States. The immense gray granite block structure and its gold crown-like top are visual distinctions in East Boston. In the 1980s, the construction of a modern 4-story underground shrine was completed below the plaza. The Don Orione retirement home next door is still in operation, and the oversized Mary stands as a reminder of the religious devotion that continues to drive the charitable facility. According to Best of Boston back in 2017, the Madonna statue was one of the most overlooked tourist destinations in the city. Your next destination can be the St. Clement Eucharistic Shrine. What started out as a Christian Universalist church was later purchased by the Archdiocese of Boston in 1935. The Archbishop invited the Oblates of the Virgin Mary, a small order of priests and brothers from Italy, to manage the shrine. St. Clement is the dedicated Eucharistic shrine for the Archdiocese of Boston, with adoration as the primary mission. Their adoration tradition has been maintained throughout the years by adorers who commit to spending at least 1 hour of their week in front of the Blessed Sacrament. On weekdays during the academic year, the Oblates of the Virgin Mary and their seminarians pray morning prayer. They also hold a daily holy hour in the early evening, which includes a recitation of the Rosary and evening prayer. Another stop for your pilgrimage should include the St. Anthony Shrine. The shrine is directed by the Franciscan Friars of Holy Name Province and has been since the building was dedicated. The doors of the shrine boldly proclaim all are welcome, reminding all of the central focus of the shrine's ministry that has remained constant for over 70 years, providing a convenient and prayerful setting for people desiring to praise and worship. In addition to the weekend and weekday masses, the shrine has over 20 outreach and evangelical ministries. A pilgrim can find peace and solace here by spending time in the St. Anthony Chapel, the Marian Chapel, or the beautiful mosaic stations of the cross. Now pivoting back to a church, it's time for a stop at St. Leonard of Port Maurice Catholic Church. The exterior of the church was designed in the Romanesque style, while the interior features an ornate Italian style and color scheme, and was created by immigrant craftsmen who were also parishioners. St. Leonard of Port Maurice Parish also includes the nearby Sacred Heart Church, St. Stephen's Church, St. Mary's Chapel, and St. John Catholic Elementary School. St. Leonard's is known for its attractive Peace Garden and for its St. Anthony Shrine, which is the oldest of its kind in Boston. The parish also sponsors the annual St. Anthony's Festival celebration in the North End. Moving on now, we find ourselves at the Gate of Heaven Catholic Church. This beautiful Romanesque structure of brick and sandstone dates back to the late 19th century. Across the street stands the original Gate of Heaven Catholic Church, completed in 1863 but damaged by fire in 1895. Previously, an abandoned convent stood behind the church, but it was demolished a number of years ago. For the first time in 100 years, a bright sunlight streamed through the church windows above the high altar. Recently, St. Joseph's Chapel was built within the church using the wood from the demolished convent. The church boasts a large population of young adults and estimates that half of the congregation are between the ages of 20 and 40. If you have time to make it out to the suburbs, then there are 4 locations we think would be worth your while. In Stockbridge, Massachusetts, one could find the National Shrine of the Divine Mercy. The grounds of the National Shrine consists of 375 acres of land nestled in the beautiful Berkshire Hills in western Massachusetts. The name of the property is called Eden Hill because of its natural beauty. The shrine is usually open 365 days a year, including all holidays and holy days. Now swing over to Lowell to visit the St. Joseph the Worker Shrine. Visitors come here to receive the sacrament of reconciliation, as well as to participate in the celebration of Mass. But many come throughout the day to be alone with the Lord in quiet prayer and reflection. Pilgrims are invited to discover the work of the missionary oblates in Lowell since 1868 by checking out the Oblate Historical Museum. Another stop right outside the city is the Fatima Shrine in Brighton. It was built back in the late 1960s by the Crusaders of Fatima, with the sole purpose of fulfilling Our Lady's request at Fatima, Portugal in 1917 to establish devotion to her Immaculate Heart in the world. The shrine and the grounds around it have become a destination to many who come to spend time in the peaceful presence that you find walking the Rosary Walk, or following the stations, or praying in front of the Passionist Cemetery that is guarded by a beautiful statue of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Our final stop brings us to the National Shrine of Our Lady of La Salette in Attleboro. The doors and grounds are open to all who need a place to quiet down, relax, and find the strength to begin again. The weekly soup kitchen feeds about 100 people a week, and various prayer groups give visitors direction and depth. In addition to this, the many faith formation programs such as youth retreats, seminars, workshops, guided retreats, and days of prayer have been a treasured source of spiritual renewal since the La Salette Retreat Center's doors opened more than 50 years ago. Thanks for watching and enjoy your pilgrimage to Boston.